Jim, first things first, team news. How are you fixed?
Yeah, we're okay. We had no further injuries after the game at Queen's Park, and boys are in a good place.
Still Rostock, are you the only absentee then?
Yeah, Doc unfortunately will miss tomorrow, and then we'll assess him in the build up to the Arbroath game. And that one, it'll be touch and go, but we'll hopefully have him available in the next 7 to 10 days.
Looking ahead, it's a test against a Partick Thistle side in a really rich vein of form, and expect a very different challenge to the 5-0 win at Firhill, I would imagine.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, even when I look back at the 5-0 victory, the first half was very competitive and very, very close, and we only managed to go in a goal in front after the first 45. Once we got the second, then the game became a bit easier. Partick had to come out and it opened up, but I would expect more of the same from what we saw in the first half at Firhill to the way that Partick will set up here tomorrow night. As with any game here at Tannadice, the onus is on us to take the game to the opposition and to find a way to break them down. Every team that's came here up to now have defended quite deep and sat in and got lots of bodies back behind the ball, and that's something that we have to be prepared for, and we have to try and raise the tempo and raise the intensity in our possession, move the ball nice and quickly, and hopefully exploit the spaces then that will appear.
Obviously, don't need to tell you that it's 1 goal in 3 championship games. I mean, has that been the primary focus this week on getting that clinical touch and kind of upping the tempo in an attacking sense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, a lot has been made of the fact that we haven't scored in the last couple of games against Wraith and Queen's Park, but I'm quite capable of stepping back and analysing the situation, and we have a certain set of key kind of indicators and metrics that we look for when we're analysing the games, and we created as many opportunities against Queen's Park at Hampden as what we did in the 5-0 victory over Partick Thistle. We had more penalty box entries, we had more final third entries, just as many crosses and attempts, but unfortunately football can go that way sometimes, where you can be doing a lot of good things and getting into right areas, but sometimes you just don't get the break of the ball maybe the way that you did 3 or 4 weeks ago. But it's not a major concern for me. I would be a lot more concerned if we weren't creating opportunities, we weren't getting into good areas, and those key performance indicators that we look at had fell off a cliff in the last 5-6 weeks. But that hasn't been the case. There's no getting away from the fact that you were extremely disappointed not to have scored more goals. I think in the early part of the season, obviously we're scoring 4s, 5s and 6s, and everybody is giving us lots of praise, and when we're not doing that and not able to achieve that, then we accept the criticism that comes our way, because we know we've got a quality group of players, but again, I get back to the point and I reiterate the point that we are still playing the same way, we are creating the same opportunities, just unfortunately not being as ruthless as what we were. And I'm fully expecting and full of belief in the group that we'll get back to that at some point, hopefully Friday night.
It goes without saying, Jim, it'd be great to finish the year on a high, especially in front of your own fans at times.
Absolutely, yes. Here at home, the crowd have been brilliant. Always turned out in great numbers, and in the main, I think we've given them good performances to enjoy and to get excited about. I mean, obviously, we want to finish this year on a positive note and go into 2024 with lots of confidence and feeling good about ourselves. So it'll be no different tomorrow night. We'll just have to go and try and make sure that we bring that killer touch in front of goal and get the supporters out of their seats and give them something to cheer about.
It's also the final match of 2023 from your own perspective. I mean, just to be a wee bit more reflective from a sense, has this year been one of the most kind of challenging and informative of your managerial career? It's been a hell of a lot to it.
I mean, look, it's been ups and downs along the way, but I'm just focusing on this season, to be honest with you. I haven't given a great deal of thought to last season with Dundee United or prior to that with Aberdeen, to be perfectly honest. I've taken learnings from those 2 scenarios and fully focused on the job in hand here in the Championship to try and get promotion back into the Premier League. The team have done a lot of good things this season up to now. Having only lost one game in the last 16, an incredible defensive record, having only conceded 7 goals in those games, and we just need to get back to finding that goal scoring touch in front of goal, and if we do, then everything will be fine.
Just finally from me, I know you've been quite open in terms of saying Mark's willing to bankroll you, whatever, a couple of signings should that be required in January. Do you have a number in terms of how many you would like in the door, providing there's no kind of high profile departures?
I don't think we need a huge amount. I think the group have done extremely well up to now. But of course, as with any manager out there, you're always trying to add a bit of quality and trying to improve the group. So, that's ultimately what myself and Luigi, the CEO, are trying to do. The chairman has been very, very supportive financially. Nobody can argue that he, hasn't put his money where his mouth is over the last few years. So, the job for me and for Luigi is to find, the quality players at the right price. And, we think we've identified 1 or 2 good targets, and now it's up to us to try and get those ones over the line.